Hey guys, what's up? Just kidding, that is a picture of me to make me look like a Baron Duke, I guess you would say, from the 18th century. This is the real thing. So I remember showing you guys this back a little bit ago on the regular chat, but I thought I'd go a little bit more in depth into it in this chat. Now, what you just saw is electrolysis machine for electrolysis of water. Now, what happens here is that you got a 9-volt battery uh, there, and you got two wire terminals, and they connect to these two pencils right there. One and basically electrolysis. What electrolysis is just the common. It doesn't have to be for water, but it's the common name for decomposing a compound, which basically just breaking it apart into smaller constituent atoms or other compounds by running an electrical current through it or through the atom. Now, graphite is actually electrically conductive. There we go, and which is good because we're going to need something electrically conductive to make this all work. Now, this is water, just regular water. I did put a little salt in there because it accelerates the process to make you guys able to see it. And you just probably saw I put on the wire terminal. Wait 1 sec. And there we go. And you probably saw, yeah, there we go. Probably saw it bubbling. Now that bubbling is the water being decomposed. This one over here, this left one, is actually the hydrogen gas, and the one over here is actual oxygen gas. You saw those bubbles probably popping up. The big ones over right there. And then these are the hydrogen gas bubbles, which are actually being decomposed in real time because the electrical current is running through them. This is a primitive setup, but it still definitely works. And it's how they actually did that back in the olden days, obviously with much more sophisticated instrumentation. But this is just sort of a homemade one that you can really make if you want. If you have just a copper wire, it's a 9-volt battery. The only thing that I added to make it appear better is, as I mentioned before, salt. And you have to have the pencils sharpened on both ends, obviously, so that the graphite runs all the way through. And the pencils have to be close together because what's happening is that the electricity is running from one of those pencils, from one of them to the other, and that's where the electrical current is going through the water, and that's what's decomposing the water itself. Now, this started about in the they started doing electrolysis about in the early 1800s. And that was because the voltaic pile. That's when the voltaic pile was created, which was the very first battery by Alessandro Volta. His name is obviously where the term volt comes from. He did a lot of stuff with electricity and such, and he made the very first battery by basically taking a copper plate and a zinc plate, putting them together, and then interspacing them between cloth soaked in brine as an electrolyte. And basically, and it was called the voltaic pile, and that basically led to the world of electrochemistry, which is what you just saw. So that's just some cool stuff that I thought would be interesting.